Thanks to everyone who's joined today's Lunch and Learn session with Compleat Software. We'll be introducing advanced purchasing and accounts payable automation seamlessly integrated with Sage 200 and Sage Intacct. So to provide some introductions of myself and Charlotte from Compleat, I am Annabel Sim, the VP of Sales at Compleat Software. I've worked at the company for 8 years and manage both the direct sales and our partner channel in the UK and US. We work with many Sage Intacct and Sage 200 partners to provide extended functionality to your clients to essentially increase your competitive edge and customer retention. I'll pass across to Charlotte.
Thanks, Annabel. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlotte Newman, and I am one of the strategic partner managers here at Compleat. I've been with the business for 7 years now, and I work really closely with our partners here in the UK, supporting them through the process from client qualification, demonstration, sales training, and all of that, leading into kind of being that key partner liaison throughout the duration of the partnership. I also work directly with businesses that are looking to implement Compleat's purchasing and accounts payable automation.
Thanks, Charlotte. So today we will start by providing you with an introduction to Compleat Software for any of you who haven't joined a Lunch and Learn session with us before or aren't aware of us. We will provide some of the clients that we work with and an overview of our accounts payable solution. I'll then provide more insight into our purchasing automation solutions and innovations in the market. Charlotte will be providing a live demonstration so you can see our solution end-to-end integrated to Sage 200 and Sage Intacct. And finally, we will take you through some of the key benefits of partnering with us and then open it up to any questions that you have as well. So feel free to add them in the chat throughout and we will do our best to answer all of them at the end. So Compleat Software was founded in 2008 in the UK, delivering leading purchasing and AP solutions. So Compleat, as mentioned, has real-time integrations with both Sage 200 and Sage Intacct, and over 30 finance systems. So customers can access the functionality that they require integrated with their existing Sage investment. We now have over 35,000 users in 12 countries and process millions of invoices per year powered by AI technology. We have UK-based support, implementation and customer success, which is an important consideration to our customers and partners working with us. In terms of our customers, to give you an idea, we have hundreds of customers on Sage solutions alone, and our product scales whether your customers process 1,000 invoices a year to 100,000 invoices a year, relatively because our solution is flexible and at an affordable price point. We have onboarded Sage customers in a wide variety of sectors, including education, non-profit, property management, healthcare, retail, leisure, energy, software and manufacturing. And Compleat works with both SMEs and scales to larger organisations, including Lomond with 50 acquisitions, 12 leading brands processing 50,000 invoices a year using Sage Intacct, and Anglian Learning with over 16 schools and 400 users. Compleat have been delivering invoice header and line capture since 2017 and can cover your clients' requirements with our accounts payable solution. So some of our customers start their journey here, which essentially can process invoices in any format, language, currency, with multi-page invoices, to give you an idea, being processed for as little as 20 pence. With real-time integrations into Sage solutions, we perform duplicate invoice checking across both platforms, bank detail validation to reduce risk, as well as automatic completion of analysis codes to speed up processing times. This removes manual steps in the process and increases productivity by up to 90% for clients. Our dynamic approval workflow is a standout feature, enhancing the native approval functionality available across Sage products, including workflow routing based on multiple conditions. This comes up a lot for clients when they want to route based on a combination of location, department, projects, or any of their analysis codes or suppliers. And also simultaneous approvals when one transaction, might be an order or an invoice, needs to be approved by multiple users. That could be when coding is across lines and spans different departments or locations, for example. Once invoices have been approved, they will be transferred in real time across to the integrated Sage platform. Over the years, we have seen the market shift with more and more organisations wanting to adopt purchasing automation, fundamentally to control spend, control budget, provide visibility and approvals prior to order completion with their suppliers, instead of just focusing on the accounts payable automation side, invoice capture, approval, where essentially, as we say, the horse is already bolted and they are solely then dealing with the accounting of that invoice. So much so that 90% of the Compleat implementations now include purchasing automation as well as AP. So what's changed? The increase of organisations buying online is a key factor to this shift. So there's a shift happening in the wider business world to buying online. To provide a bit of insight, Frost & Sullivan have indicated that 67% of suppliers by 2026 will be dropping the offering of offline catalogues and offline purchases to online purchases. And this is mainly because it's cheaper, it's more efficient for everyone involved, and they can then offer best prices to their customers as well. This clearly marks the move from more traditional purchasing processes of calling up suppliers, emailing suppliers, suppliers offering those offline catalogues that get uploaded and selected from within a purchasing system, or in-store purchases to online buying for discounts, bulk buying, agreed prices, and general cost savings, as well as convenience and faster delivery times. Technology has also advanced to make business purchases online automated, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. So larger suppliers can integrate with purchasing systems via CXML, a punch-out integration, which means that customers can select their preferred supplier, go directly to the website, fill their basket, and a purchase request will be automatically created. Orders can then be approved and orders are completed automatically back to that supplier. So there's that two-way integration with the purchasing system in order to automate that process. Invoices will be sent again automatically and matched against the order. So the accounts payable process is then also being automated for that finance team. This is available for suppliers including Amazon Business, Lyrico, Office Team, and many more. Compleat already provides this across suppliers, and therefore this is already available to Sage customers. Also, Amazon have taken it one step further with punch-in integration, which provides the most seamless buying experience because the users can start their journey on Amazon Business with the basket of items automatically created as a purchase request, sent for approval, and again, automatically matched against invoices. Compleat had the first punch-in integration with Amazon Business after co-developing this feature in 2022. You may have seen larger ERPs are now catching up with SAP and Iris launching this in H2 of this year, and Oracle adding punch-out integration with Amazon Business as well. So with Compleat, Sage partners can not only offer this functionality, both punch out and Amazon Business punch in, but can extend this to integrate with any of their customers' favorite supplier websites that they're purchasing from, because Compleat also offers AI-powered plugin integrations, which which others in the market do not. So what's next? So traditional CXML integrations are only available for large suppliers, and for new CXML integrations that need to be created can take days to set up with back and forth with suppliers. So AI can now make this automated purchasing experience possible across any supplier website, and it can be set up in minutes. So a real advancement in the market. The use of AI in purchasing software has also been increasing in the past few years. So the question is, what's next? So informed purchasing using AI analytics to search multiple data sources, gain best prices on certain items with suppliers, results from your preferred suppliers and historical information, analytics from other companies buying the same items to inform spending decisions, as well as AI Google search to provide you with in-depth results to make the best purchasing decisions. In terms of the benefits of introducing purchasing automation with Compleat for our clients, there are many. So, of course, saving time raising purchase requests because Compleat's integrating with the supplier website in order to automatically create that purchase request and send for approval. The dynamic approval workflow is also key, so being able to alert users, streamline the decision-making process, and authorize that spend before the order is placed with that supplier. Gaining control and visibility, so with real-time visibility of all purchases across the business, then you can also facilitate commitment reporting, accruals reporting, and understand exactly what your forecasted spend is. Budget monitoring and cash flow management, so preventing overspend with inbuilt budget monitoring tools and alerting embedded within the purchasing process is also a key requirement in order to control that spend. Finally, invoice matching rates. So with the introduction of integrated online buying and purchasing automation, clients can see between a 70 and 90% automation rate within the invoice matching process, which of course saves a huge amount of time and increases productivity within the finance team. A quick snapshot of what that looks like end to end. So the complete journey starts from the supplier purchasing, providing that visibility across the business, and requests can then be routed for approval before the PO is raised or order completed. And then combining the purchasing and AP automation side, there are additional time savings for finance because the invoice can be automatically captured and matched to the order. So they're only dealing with exceptions that fall outside of tolerance, and invoices can be automatically routed around the business for approval when required to department heads or based on their compliant approval workflows. With real-time visibility of all transactions by status, any comments or notes added, the approval timeline and audit trail, Compleat streamlines the end-to-end process from start to finish and removes manual tasks for both budget holders raising orders and finance to provide insight and automation across the end-to-end journey. I'll now pass over to Charlotte to provide a demonstration of the end-to-end platform, and then we will just come back to present some of the key partner benefits and answer any questions that you have as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Annabel. So I'll start by just logging in to Compleat. So SaaS solution, browser-based application, also optimized for mobile browser usage. So for things like raising purchase requests on the go, but also approving on the go on a tablet or mobile. So every user just logs in with a unique email address and password. When I log into Compleat, I'm presented with a homepage dashboard, and this is tailored to each individual user that logs in based on things like security, permissions, depending on what companies they've got access to, what features within the product they've got access to, and stuff that's going to be valuable for their role within the organization. What you'll also see scrolling across the bottom is our integrated online buying feature that Annabelle's touched on. So this is a combination of suppliers where we've integrated via Punchout, but also where we've integrated with our plugin. So this dashboard again is tailored to the customer based on the suppliers that they use and that are important to them to have that easy access with. Compleat is fully multi-company enabled, so the setup of their Sage system will be mirrored within Compleat at a multi-entity. Obviously with Intact we have that ability to integrate either at top level or entity level depending on the customer's preference. So in terms of what we'll look at today, I'll just do an online buying example with Amazon Business. So the purchasing experience is that user will click on that supplier's logo and they'll be taken directly from Compleat out to their supplier's website. From here, they can start to search for the items that they are looking to order. So I'm just going to grab some printer paper and I can start to build out my basket. Once I'm happy with the contents of my basket, I can go through and you'll see that now instead of automatically checking out online as would be the usual experience, I've got the ability to submit these items for approval. So what Compleat will do with Amazon as well as the other suppliers is pull through the contents of that basket and create automatically a purchase request. You can see in this case all of the key information has also been defaulted for us, so things like the delivery address can be defaulted and predefined based on the user that's raising the request. Obviously we've captured everything from the item code and description within the basket, costs and quantities, but you'll also see that our coding has been defaulted. So obviously with that real-time integration with those Sage products, we're caching through all of the relevant tax codes, account codes, departments, location, any analysis that's being used by your clients. And in this case, we've had that defaulted already for this user based on who the supplier is. So with Amazon, we always know that we're just going to be buying office stationery and it needs to be coded to this particular department, which can also be set based on the user. Just with regards to purchasing users, customers have flexibility around restricting which suppliers users can order from, but also which codes they have visibility of in terms of allocating against transactions within the system as well. In terms of next steps for the purchasing user, once they're happy with everything, it's all been defaulted in this case, I've got the option here to submit these items for approval. So I've got one workflow that I can use here, and that's to send this through to our department heads for authorization. You can see that request has now been submitted, and I have visibility here as a purchasing user of my submitted tray. So this shows me all of the purchase requests that I've raised that are currently out for approval within the business. And I can also see who that current approver is. So I've always got visibility of my purchase requests and where they are in the business. So what I will quickly do is log off and log back in as an approval user, just so you can see the approver's experience. So depending on the configuration of notifications, the approver will receive an email which notifies them that there's a request which requires their approval. There's a link in that email which they can click on, which will take them through to log into their Compleat system. And they can go in and review purchase requests that are awaiting their approval. So you can see that one we've just raised with Amazon is sat at the top there. If I click into that purchase request, as an approver, I can see all the same information, all the detail that has been put onto that purchase request, including the analysis. And then I have the option whether to approve or deny. So if I were to deny with a comment, that would go back to the original requisitioner and they can take the appropriate action. Or if I'm comfortable, I can click to approve, and I also have the option here to approve with comments. So I might just say that that's fine by me, click to approve. So that will either go through to the next person that needs to approve it, depending on our approval workflow configuration, or in this case, that has become a fully approved order. So if I click just here, what we build out for every transaction that goes through Compleat, whether that's a purchase request to order or an invoice, is this approval timeline just here, which is effectively the audit trail for the journey of every transaction that goes through the Compleat system. So we can see which user submitted the original request, a summary of that request, and the approval status. So who approved it, the date and time they approved it, and any commentary associated to that approval as well. And in this case, because we have raised the request with Amazon, where we've got that punch-out integration. That completed and approved order has been successfully issued electronically back out to Amazon. So that's an automated checkout with Amazon Business. We will go back to the Amazon website, complete that purchase, and provide Amazon with the unique purchase order reference number, so that when they start to send the invoice, or oftentimes invoices related to that order, Compleat can begin to do that automated invoice to order matching. So I will just log back in as our primary user and touch very quickly on the workflow configuration, because it's such a key area of the system. So when we're talking about workflows, we're just talking about the routing of purchase requests or invoices for approval. They're predefined within Compleat, and they're super flexible and incredibly dynamic in terms of how those can be built out, all ideally reducing the requirement for people to make decisions about where things need to go for approval. The system's going to do that for them. So the first thing you can determine is the type of transaction that the workflow is relevant to, depending on the size of business, and those authorization routes will depend on whether they have kind of a universal approval process for any transaction, or whether there's different routes for your invoices and credit notes versus your orders. And what you can see here is we've obviously got the ability to have those multiple positions, those multiple steps within the workflow. And in position 1, we have a number of simultaneous steps, and that's based on different criteria against each kind of head of department in this example. So if I look at our operations director, we have some criteria configured against that particular step in the workflow, whereby only if the line item department contains or has been coded to either operations or IT in this case, then this user needs to see it. What that means is any transaction submitted through this workflow where that rule set doesn't apply, there isn't a line item that has that department coding, it will circumvent that user, go to an alternative user, and continue through the rest of the process. So you can really dynamically have those transactions going where they need to go based on that predefined criteria, departments, locations, company, supplier, anything you can think of, we can create those settings within the workflow. Of course, we also have the ability to create a workflow limit based on a value threshold. It's a really common one within businesses. Within Compleat, that's a lower limit. So if the net value of the transaction is X or above, then this user would need to see it. Anything under that value, again, would circumvent that user and go through to the next step. When there are no more approval steps, that's, as we've just seen, is when that becomes a request to a fully approved order, or if it's an invoice that's being approved, that's the point at which it will post through that real-time integration into the Sage software. So what I will do now is just look at what happens when invoices come into the system. So at the core of what Compleat offers, as Annabel has introduced, is that invoice data capture piece, header and line level data. Each customer is provided with a unique email address, which they can provide directly to their suppliers, or they can use an email automation if they already have a central finance inbox to forward those invoices across to. And then once invoices have gone through the Compleat capture data extraction, they'll be delivered down into the unprocessed tray for accounts payable or finance to view and take appropriate action. So the first thing that you see on an invoice when it lands into Compleat is a matching status. So we've got some lovely fully matched invoices here. We've got an example here where there's a purchase order reference missing. We've got a part match where obviously the value of the invoice is less than the original order. Overmatch is another example. So every invoice is allocated with a matching status, but also we can process direct invoices. There will always be cases, even for businesses that want 100% purchase ordering. Often things like utilities don't require a purchase order, so those invoices can come in and be handled as a direct invoice. You can see at the top here we've got an invoice that's come in from Amazon to match to the purchase request that we've just raised. So when I click into an invoice, I get a summary overview. The first is of the header information. That includes everything down to obviously the unique supplier reference, the invoice number that we've captured off the invoice, and we use that to carry out a duplicate check. So that is a check across all invoices held within that customer's Compleat system, but also a check against invoices held within the finance software already, so within their integrated Sage software. So we're able to flag to the user right at the point that invoice arrives that there's a suspected duplicate, and then the user can take the appropriate action. We've obviously matched it to a purchase order, and that match is based on the supplier, the purchase order number, and the value of the invoice against the original order. So from a finance perspective, AP can also very quickly review the order that was raised. We do also carry out a bank detail validation where possible. So in this case, it's been unable to check, but if customers are holding supplier bank details against those supplier records within Sage and suppliers put bank details on the invoice, part of our data capture is to extract the bank detail information and do a cross-reference and look to match those up. Again, flagging and notifying the appropriate user if there's any discrepancy that needs to be validated. We've then got all of the line item information that's been captured from the invoice. I can click the tab just here to view the invoice itself. So this is what we've received from the supplier. And then all of the line item information as well as the coding. So where orders are being raised and coding is being allocated, you can have a rule set whereby the invoice, when received, automatically inherits that invoice, that order coding, sorry, and then that invoice is ready for processing. From an AP perspective, if there are any changes that need to be made to the coding at this point in time, you've got the quick actions tool so you can update the particular code and again search through the codes that are being cached through as part of the integration. On this occasion, I'm very happy that the invoice has come in. It's fully matched to an order that we know has already been approved within the system. So all I need to do now again is submit for approval potentially. Within our business, or within this example, we have a rule set whereby if the invoice comes in and fully matches to an approved order, it doesn't need additional approval. Finance have seen it here, so actually I'm going to send it through a workflow, which is to auto approve. You can see that invoice has now been submitted. And as with requisitioners, the finance team always have visibility on invoices that have been submitted out for approval, so they can see where they are in the business, who the current approver is, and continue to interact with that invoice, potentially recall it back to the unprocessed tray for reprocessing if need be, until it becomes a fully approved invoice. Now, as that invoice went through for auto approval, it's gone straight through to our approved tray, landed in the top here, and it takes a few moments, but this is the point at which we are posting through that invoice into the integrated Sage system. So in this example, it's intact, so we'll be posting through all of the header and line information, all of the coding that's been allocated against that invoice during its processing in Compleat, as well as a PDF of the invoice. What you then have for every invoice in the system, again within this timeline, is the audit trail. If there had been additional approvals, they would be visible here. And you can see the date and time at which that invoice has been posted through, as well as that unique journal reference number. So you've got that complete audit trail of the journey that your invoice has gone through within Compleat and what's been posted through into the integrated Sage system. So hopefully that's a useful kind of quick high-level overview of how you can raise a purchase request using integrated online buying within Compleat, what happens when the invoice comes in, how that matching process works, and that kind of AP users experience as well, and the automation all the way through into the Sage software. I will hand back over to Annabel.
Thank you, Charlotte, for going through that overview. So there's not too long left. We're just going to go through some quick partner benefits and also some key areas that we can address and increase revenue to our partners as well. So in terms of key partners and benefits of becoming one, so firstly, offering a best-in-class solution to your clients. With all the functionality that we have presented today, Compleat can provide automated solutions for both the purchasing process and the accounts payable process integrated into and across the Sage applications. Providing this advanced functionality to your clients will help increase retention because they can access this functionality with their existing Sage investment, as discussed, at an affordable price point, which is really important as well. Thirdly, increasing competitive edge, always important, and providing functionality that stands out from competition. So Compleat is the only provider offering integrated online buying with any supplier website, with both the CXML punch out, the punch in with Amazon Business, and also the plugin integrations using AI technology. Lastly, our partners can build an annual recurring revenue stream from simply referring opportunities across to us and working with our team of up to 30%. and reseller partners can gain up to 45% annual recurring margin, increasing business growth. We also have all of the tools available to make our partners successful, including a purpose-built partner portal with collateral, out-of-the-box webinars, pricing, competitor analysis, fact sheets, everything that's required, integration documents. We also have a client console in product for complete visibility and oversight of clients, and also the option to manage client billing as well, which many of our partners opt for. And you will also have a dedicated partner manager, Charlotte, or one of our other great team, who will work with you on referred opportunities, or to train your team if you are interested in learning more, doing your own overviews to clients and holding those conversations yourselves, flexible to meet the requirements of the partnership. Lastly, here are a few customer quotes. We've got lots of case studies that we can share as well, but our customers are really talking about the effortless buying experience, which saves significant amount of time when adopting our integrated online buying with suppliers. The fact it brings efficiency and peace of mind to finance, whilst providing robust and efficient controls and visibility as well. Also, the time savings is key, so being able to save a significant amount of time on manual data entry, which reduces risk and allows finance teams to spend more time productively, whilst gaining greater visibility and process compliance across departments, locations, by utilising Compleat's advanced approval workflows as well. So hopefully you all found that useful and provided you with more insight into some of the trends we're seeing in the market in terms of kind of purchasing and accounts payable automation, as well as a deeper dive in terms of what Compleat can offer functionality wise, integration wise, and also within our partnership program. So if there's any questions, please just drop them in the chat function and we can answer them now.
Excellent. We have had a few in, Annabel, so I don't know who wants to answer them. But the first one is, how easy is it to add a new supplier website integrations for clients?
Sure. So with the AI plugin that I've talked about during the presentation, extremely easy. So it can be set up within minutes, really. We just need to understand the supplier that the client wants to onboard. If it's an open website, then we can just do it straight away with that URL link. If there's a login, then we can obviously work with the client and get that enabled in the same way. So very quick and easy to enable that automation. Perfect.
We've got another one. Just sorry, the screen's tiny. Do you also provide, I think you've mentioned this, but do you also provide a reseller option to partners where we can manage our own implementations and support?
Yeah, so the partnership program can be tailored. The two main ones are either referral, where we do everything, or reseller, where we would train and onboard that partner over time so they can run their own sales if they want to, billing, they can manage their own implementations and charge for it in order to increase revenue that way. And also be the first line support for their clients, with Compleat sitting as the second line support if required. So either a combination of that model or one or the other can be provided to suit that particular partner and resource availability.
Perfect. And one last one, just while we see if there's any more in the chat. How many clients does your largest partner have?
Oh, that's a good question. So our largest reseller partner, who does all of their own sales, implementation and support, has 120 customers of the Compleat kind of purchasing and accounts payable application, which they have sold and support themselves, and obviously receive recurring margin on an annual basis for.
Excellent. Thanks very much, guys. Do you have anything else you'd like to add at the end? And obviously you've got the PDF uploaded to the session, so everyone will be able to get a copy of that after today.
Yeah, so our contact details are on screen. So if anyone wants to learn more about our solution, partner program, then happy to organise one-to-one sessions, calls with any of you. If you have a client that you think could benefit from our solution, then we're happy to jump on, an initial 30-minute qualification call with you if you want some assistance with identifying if our system is a good fit. And also we are attending the Sage Partner Kickoff event on the 24th of October. So if any of you are attending, then reach out to us, or we look forward to meeting more of you on that day as well.
I've got another question, sorry, Annabel, in the chat. It is, do you have a demo area that BPs can try?
Yep, so we have for partners, we essentially can add demo accounts where the sales team or any business users can log in and have a play around, or get onboarded to provide their own demonstrations to their clients as well. So that's all part of our kind of partner infrastructure within product, where we can enable both sales teams to demonstrate themselves, and then of course the clients to be onboarded as well as live customers.
Perfect. And if anybody wants to complete the survey at the end of today, we have a question to pass on your details to the guys at Compleat as well. So as always, the feedback's great. So if you do want to find out more from Compleat, fill the survey in and I'll pass your details across. But I'll just quickly scan through the chat again there, just because the screen is tiny. But yeah, I think we've answered all the questions there, guys. Excellent, thanks very much. We've got just a couple of little last bits to do from a Sage point of view, but one is we were meant to have a Sage 200 training update today, but unfortunately with the academy going on and stuff, we've not been able to get the content to put in front of you today. So what I'll do is I'll just send out a little bit of an email with the schedule on for the next quarter, but obviously apologies, we haven't done that for a little while now. It's just other things have been on the priority list. But we've also got Ross Sim. Ross, do you want to pop yourself on camera? Ross is going to be taking over from my role. So are you there, Ross?
Yeah, just joining.
Good man, perfect. I'll let you introduce yourself, Ross, but Ross is basically going to be taking over from my role moving forward.
Yeah, so firstly, Annabel, Charlotte, thank you very much for that really good session. As Michael's just said there, I'll be taking over from Michael pretty much from next week, so I'll keep this short and sweet. So I'll be there on the 23rd and 24th at the partner kickoff, so hopefully I'll get to meet you all face to face, but I look forward to reaching out and connecting with you in the near future to continue on the work Michael's done and take it forward. So I'll speak to you all soon.
Perfect, thanks for that, Ross. Yeah, and if anyone wants a quick intro to Ross, just drop me an email and we're going to arrange that call as soon as possible. But yeah, thanks again to the guys at Compleat for today. It's always a really good session, this one, and it's good that we talk about Intact and 200. So really appreciate you guys taking the time to put in the session again for our partners, and obviously there's a good opportunity to make some recurring revenue for the partner channel here. So hopefully we'll make that work. And as always, guys, we'll put this video on YouTube. And again, fill in the survey, give us your feedback, and then Ross will be doing the next session for October. I think we've got something planned for that. We just need to define the time and what have you. But yeah, thanks again as always, guys, and lovely to see you all. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Thanks so much. Bye everyone.